slipped in over the champion's guard there. And the crowd, of course, many on their feet, applauding a very good 11th round. Good look at the champion. You can see now a cut has now opened up under the right eye. That was just in a swelling throughout most of the fight, but now it is definitely a cut under the right eye of the champion.
Not in a place that should hamper his vision, however.
Not a lot of conversation going on in that corner at the moment. But that right eye really puffed, both on the top and on the bottom. Marvin Hagler looking almost untouched here.
Well, he knows he's in a tough contest, but he has been able so far, I think, to use his boxing skills well.
Again, yes, they feel that their champion is now doing what they want him to do, unlike what we saw, Al, in the early rounds.
Well, they know that whatever the outcome, he's now fighting his fight. He's getting inside. But I'll tell you, Marvin Hagler in those inside exchanges has done well.
So round 12 is underway, set to go 15 at Caesars Palace in Las Vegas. Middleweight championship up for grabs. Antuofermo trying to defend for the first time. Hagler having his first shot in the sun of getting that championship. And both are doing what they can to take care of business.
Hagler is using his jab both as a righty and lefty very effectively right now. And Antuofermo now fighting off his chest, which is where he wants to be.
Antuofermo going to his left eye as if he got either a thumb in it or at least getting some perspiration in that left eye. Looks as if it's all right now. Infighting. This has picked up greatly since right around the 10th round in particular. Even though it has been prevalent throughout the entire fight, but the 10th round in particular was the one where this fight really turned around. But Hagler continues to pick his spots.
He is landing very effectively. Antuofermo's getting in there and landing some shots, but Hagler landing 3 or 4 punches to every one Antuofermo lands. Marvin content now to stay on the inside. Maybe he's a little fatigued and can't move as much as he did earlier in the fight. Well, we're into the 12th round of what has been a quick-paced fight.
Antuofermo still trying to get inside. Al has pointed out many of the punches that he is throwing are being caught off the shoulder of the arms of Hagler, even though Antuofermo has scored inside. Hagler has backed him up well with that uppercut, and you can see him try to do again, but Antuofermo answers with a couple of his own. Kind of mauling each other against the ropes. Hagler back out where he would like to stay, in the center of the ring.
You know, it's interesting. Mills Lane, in some respects, has changed the way he's reffing. Good right by Antuofermo. Mills Lane is letting them fight on the inside a lot more, and that's helping Antuofermo. Earlier in the fight, he was breaking the fighters a little quicker.
Particularly in rounds 4 and 5. Then he started to let a little bit more go, maybe in about rounds 7 and 8. And now here late, he indeed is letting that infighting go.
Tremendous uppercut by Hagler. You could see the chin of Antuofermo. He was almost unmoved by that punch. But again, Hagler landing the uppercut.
Rounds 10, 11, and now 12 have been excellent bout rounds here tonight. As Antuofermo trying to come back what looked like to be down on the card. Hagler fighting well throughout the fight. As we're under 10 seconds to go to the end of round number 12. Well, if 12 is any indication, 13 can get only better. We'll have it for you. We'll continue in a moment. On the left, Marvin Hagler on the right, and Antuofermo wastes no time coming out on the 13th. One other thing, Al Bernstein, as we take a look at Marvin Hagler, who again continues to bob and weave and try to stay on those toes. He's starting a little tired, and that big heart of Antuofermo starting to prevail now.
Marvin not giving quite as much movement to Antuofermo and trying to hold on when they're on the inside, and I think the pace is getting to Marvin just a little bit, though certainly I don't think he's extremely fatigued, but you know, he slowed his pace a little, and you see that it's easier for Antuofermo to get inside on him now.
Hagler in the 10th, 11th, and 12th rounds in particular, and then early rounds, was content to stay in there and maybe punch with the champion. But now I think he wants to try to push out of those clinches and get away from that. He definitely has to stay away from the infighting by Antuofermo. There'll be no way that he'll be able to do it all night for the remaining rounds, but Nonetheless, that would be his game plan down the stretch.
You also have to worry about the head of Antuofermo, his elbows. There's all kinds of problems on the inside from Vito. He's unorthodox, and some would say bends the rules occasionally when he gets on the inside.
Again, that cut under the eye, the right eye of Antuofermo, has given him very little problems at the moment. It is very heavily puffed. But the cornermen have done an excellent job to keep that from getting more severe. And Hagler, again, as we've taken a look at him throughout the fight, looks virtually untouched, even though we know Antuofermo has scored well on him. Straight right by Antuofermo. Good combination return by Hagler as he counters.
Here's the frustration for Marvin. He's landing those big punches on the inside, but Antuofermo just won't be moved, and he keeps coming. Great exchanges by both fighters.
Round 13 is the delight here in Las Vegas. Crowd really starting to get moved now. Round 10 was the igniter. Now Antuofermo says, come on. And Hagler says, all right. Antuofermo really coming on strong.
Well, Antuofermo trying to lure Marvin into a little macho duel here. And to some extent, Marvin is obliging him.
Antuofermo appears to be the one getting stronger at the moment, even though Hagler continues to fight his fight.
Vito has come on here in this round especially, that's for sure. And it's a close round, but Vito has been the aggressor.
So as we close in on the end of round 13, these middleweights continue to battle toe for toe. We can expect more in a moment.
Introducing RCA's new 900, the first remote programmable video cassette recorder. It asks you what you want to record and when, in simple language, right on the screen of your TV. So what you select on screen with this unique remote control, you'll get on videotape. This VCR is not just easy to use, it's downright helpful. The first remote programmable VCR, exclusively from RCA.
Both fighters on their feet as they come out to answer the bell for round 14. Antuofermo, the champion, on the left. Hagler now switching to the left. The challenger here for this middleweight title. And it has indeed become a war here in round 14.
And Marvin Hagler not moving, not dancing. He's standing in the center of the ring with Antuofermo. And for Vito, this is the best news he could get. Even though he's taking a lot of punishment, at least he's in the fight here. Antuofermo has a chance to score. Good right hands by Marvin Hagler. And a left hook. Well, if they say that Hagler cannot fight in the trenches, I don't think that's right.
I think Antuofermo would be the first to applaud that particular statement as well, because he had not anticipated that, certainly. But the minute he got inside, Hagler stung him very early in this fight. Antuofermo, that type fighter, though, he really had that game plan, and there's not many other ways that he can fight it, so he had to go with it.
That's right. He needs to be here fighting off Marvin's chest, and he's landed some good shots in the last 3 or 4 rounds. He's a strong fighter. There's a good right by Vito.
I think you can plainly tell these middleweights now in the 14th round, as well as they're coming at each other, very well conditioned for this fight. Early rounds, Hagler doing what he did as a boxer. Now Hagler appears to have a cut around the left eye, or right eye, excuse me, as he looked like he might have been stung there by the champion.
And he is just landing tremendous combinations. Marvin Hagler landed some great left hooks a moment ago, and that may have come from a clash of heads, that cut, but Marvin is landing some good shots.
It's toe-to-toe with the champion. Antuofermo and Marvin Hagler, the challenger. Round 14, a little over halfway through.
Boy, this is what it's all about. 2 really excellent fighters, a championship match in the 14th round, going toe-to-toe. And showing skill as well as heart.
Somewhere both fighters reached down into that reserve in the 10th round, and that's when the fight really started to pick up.
Oh, what a left hook by Hagler. Antuofermo momentarily stunned. That was a tremendous punch.
That was after Antuofermo had thrown a pretty good right that glanced off of Hagler, and Hagler countered well. Infighting again. Antuofermo tried to tie up Hagler. Not get at range where Hagler can use that advantage and reach. Under 30 seconds of round 14. Scheduled for 15. As it looks in the closing moments of this 14th round, we will go to the 15th round.
And what a round this one's been.
And what a round we should have in 15.
That's for sure. They both dig down, as you said, very deep to find some reserve. What could be left after this round, 14 rounds of fighting?
Now, of course, the conversation in the corner will be most important to see how each of the corners will try to spur their fighter on. As you see Hagler, there is some blood around that right eye. There's also some swelling on the right eye, and you see the cut people going right to work. On the eye of Marvin Hagler. Hagler exchanging conversations in his corner. Hagler, interesting enough, keeping the mouthpiece in here during the 1 minute. Here's he can get enough air. Antuofermo, let's go and take a look and see what the attitude is there.
Yeah, you got it. The last 3 minutes. Come. 3 minutes. You got to go on the way. Okay? Jeff, you got to finish these 3 rounds strong. Hit him on the chin. Okay? Right hand. Right hand on the chin. Combination. Okay? You got to win this round.
All right. Right hand to the chin. That sounded rather simple, didn't it?
Easier said than done. And Hagler ran across the ring. He really wants a piece of Vito, and good uppercut by Hagler.
Round 15, middleweight championship. It has gone the distance so far. Antuofermo the champion, Hagler the challenger, and neither are holding back.
Well, you could fight this last round in a phone booth, I think. They are just going right at each other. Interesting strategy for Hagler. You look at this fight and you think maybe he could box this round, but he says, no, I better go out and I've got to go take the championship. I better go get it. And there's blood again from the right eye of Marvin Hagler.
Just on the corner of the eye, the outside corner of the eye. Antuofermo, of course, was cut around rounds 4 or 5, but they have contained that well. Also on the right eye.
A big weapon for Hagler has been the left hook when he's fighting from the righty stance, and he hasn't used it, I don't think, as much as he would have liked to in this fight. Can Vito Antuofermo take a punch? Oh, tremendous uppercut by Hagler, right uppercut. He's used that punch effectively in this fight. What hasn't he landed against Vito Antuofermo?
And from all angles.
Another, really again, that left hook and a straight right.
Right over the top, got inside on the champion.
And Hagler shows us he's not above bending the rules. He mixes an elbow in.
Uppercut by Hagler getting in. There's another. The big heart of the champion, Antuofermo. The determination of Marvin Hagler. 15th round championship. Caesars Palace, Las Vegas. I think after about 10, 11, and 12, people thought that one of these guys was going down, but they have lasted the duration so far.
And what a pace they've set since the 10th. It's just astonishing. It really is. Hagler with the combination still. Antuofermo landing an occasional bomb, but Marvin keeping those hands busy.
Not that you've wanted to miss the early rounds, but your cab could have been a little late. You could have gotten here in round 10 and still gotten your money's worth.
That's for sure. More punches in this last 5 rounds than you see in some fights over 15.
And it is not over.
Good right by Vito. Marvin Hagler cannot discourage him. He is banging away, but Antuofermo keeps coming back. This is an incredible round of boxing.
It's almost as if one is saying, here comes my best shot. The other says, I'll answer, with 1 minute to go in round 15. Two very tired, two very beaten middleweights, but they continue to pound each other.
That left hook from Hagler is both a righty and a lefty. Big punch, and of course the uppercuts ever present.
Look at the crowd as they start to respond as they stand at Caesars Palace. And there's the bell to end it. 15 rounds of middleweight boxing here in Las Vegas. So Marvin Hagler with his first attempt to take the middleweight championship, particularly away from this champion Vito Antuofermo. And they have fought excellently through 15 rounds here in Las Vegas. And we'll be back to talk about tonight's decision on our Super Bout right after we pause for this timeout.
go. Some things speak for themselves.
It goes without saying. Only the very finest ingredients can give you the smooth and mellow taste of Michelob. Michelob. Some things speak for themselves.
Stay tuned for another super bout. Heavyweight champion Muhammad Ali meets an unknown challenger named Leon Spinks. Their first fight is next on ESPN.
Well, we hope you've enjoyed our super bout. Marvin Hagler against Vito Antuofermo. It was a 15-round draw, and I think that in itself had to be somewhat of a surprise, Al.
Well, some people thought it was a 15-round draw. The judges did. There was quite a hue and cry over this fight afterwards. Many people feeling that Hagler won the fight because he had landed so many punches, but there's no doubting the fact that Antuofermo did pull himself back into this fight. But Hagler scored so effectively, and it was a tremendous disappointment for him. And, of course, Antuofermo retained the title because of that draw.
What did Antuofermo do that suddenly kind of turned it his way near the end of the fight?
Well, you know, Hagler kind of took a rest in some of those middle to later rounds, just a round or two where he just kind of took it off to get himself back together. And Antuofermo took advantage of that by literally pulling himself back into the fight. He was able to get inside and start to maul and brawl with Hagler. Now, Marvin fought well on the inside, landed a lot of combinations and good shots, but Antuofermo was so strong in there that apparently it gave the judges the idea that he was doing well, and Antuofermo was scoring.
We still saw, of course, the spark of something happening to marvelous Marvin Hagler. This may have started it all.
Indeed. This was what happened, I think, in this fight was that it gave him even more motivation to win that title. And he had already been, he felt, kept out of the title picture a long time, so he didn't need too much more motivation.
Well, marvelous Marvin Hagler indeed would go on to win that championship. And, of course, the rest is well documented on how outstanding he was as a fighter. One of our super bouts, Marvin Hagler against Vito Antuofermo. For Al Bernstein, this is Sam Smith on Super Bouts. Thank you, and so long, everybody.